So to begin, you're just going to come to an easy seated position. Might not look like this. If you're more comfortable sitting cross-legged or legs out in front, that's absolutely fine. Just get comfortable. Then take your shoulders all the way up to your ears and let them fall down the back. Hands can rest into your lap and close your eyes. We're just going to take 3 big grounding breaths. In through your nose to fill your belly. Sigh it out through the mouth. 2 more. And continue to breathe deeply. Just shifting your focus to right here and now. Letting the rest of the day drop away. You're in the right place at the right time. Nowhere else you need to be right now, so really focus in on you. Focus in on your breath. And just a gentle reminder that everything I say is just a suggestion. Always feel free to modify to whatever suits your body best. And when you're ready, take another big belly breath. And go ahead, blink your eyes open a few times. Take a deep breath in, reach all the way up, bring your palms together and pull them down as you exhale. Interlacing your fingers. Inhale, send the arms out in front, tuck chin to chest, roll back through your spine. And then drawing it up through center. Again. One more. And bring it back. Go ahead, flip your palms. Big breath in as you reach up for the ceiling or the sky. And then exhaling, you're going to bring your hands to the back of your head. Head's pressing into hands, elbows are nice and wide, and we'll work with the breath. Inhale to lift the gaze, open through the chest. Exhale, drop it down, chin to chest, elbows are going to close. Inhale, lift and reach. And exhale, bring it down. Now match this movement to your breath. It might be faster, it might be slower than where I'm at. You're just working with your body right now as we warm it up. Let's go for one more. And then we'll just pause with the head tilted down, chin tucking into chest, and hands resting on the back of your skull, not pulling, but resting. Shoulders, we're encouraging them to drop down and away from your ears. And just feeling that nice release on the back of the neck. And then slowly bring it on up. Lift your gaze, bring your hands to your thighs or your knees, and let's make those circles with the top half of the body over the bottom half. So we can add breath to this. We can inhale as we come forward, and we can exhale as we roll it back. You can slow it down even more. Inhale one rotation, exhale the other. Again, yogi's choice. Work within your body. And then switch it up. Let's go the other way. One more. Bring yourself all the way back into center. Sit nice and tall, and wherever you are, we're going to take a wide seat. So just widening the legs, not too wide. We want to keep it nice and comfortable for now. We can even soften the knees a little bit and press the heels down. Sit bones fully grounding. Inhale, reach, and then exhale, fold it out in front. So hands just coming down to the ground. You can start to walk the hands away a little bit, but press through the palms, lean back into your hips and drop your head down. You can feel free to lengthen the legs a little bit if you'd like, or keep those knees bent. We're not folding too far right now. One more big breath. And then slowly bring it on up. And we're gonna take a Z-sit. So legs off to one side. From here, bringing one hand to the ground, we're gonna take this opposite arm all the way up and then rotate towards that grounding hand and tap your mat. Bring it back through center and float the arm down. Inhale, reach for the ceiling, rotate and tap your mat. Bring it back. One more like this and then we'll add on a little bit. And tap. Bring it back. So you're welcome to do another 3 in this Z-sit, or if you're ready to pick it up a little bit, try stacking the legs. This time, as you reach your arm up to the ceiling, press and lift hips away from the ground, rotate, tap. Bring it back through center and drop your seat. We can even give this grounding hand a little rest. Bring it up, lift, rotate, tap, back through center, down to the ground. 2 more. And last one. And release. Big breath. Bring it down. Switch up your seat. So Z-sit, other way. Might notice one side of the body prefers this more than the other. We're usually tighter in one hip than the other. So this is a very honest pose if you have that concern or that issue in your body. Inhale, reach all the way up. Rotate, tap the ground. Bring it back through center and release. One more. And you can feel free, go ahead if you're gonna pick it up a little bit, stack the knees. Same thing, as we reach, we lift, then we rotate, tap. And bring it down. One more. And back into center. Big breath. Pull it down. Now ground your sit bones. Bring your feet on down to the mat. We're gonna bring it onto our back, and to get there, let's take a roll down. We'll start this with a modified roll down. So hands to the back of the thighs, roll shoulders, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Big breath in. Exhale, start to lean it back. So we're using the support of the arms. As the arms begin to lengthen, you can start to walk the hands down the back of the thighs. Slowly bringing your back all the way down to the ground. And when you get there, let your arms rest by your sides and then just rock the knees a few times from side to side. Little release here. Bring the knees into center. Go ahead, draw them into your chest, winding pose. Hold on to the top of the shins. Inhale, lift on up, nose to knees. And exhale to bring it down. Inhale, lift on up. And exhale, bring it down. We're gonna do one more of those. Inhale, lift on up. Exhale, bring it down. And hands come to knees here. We're just gonna circle knees in one direction. Big or small, that's up to you. And other side or other way. Now bringing your knees back into center, we're gonna go ahead, open them up about hip distance apart, flex the feet and try and stack knees over hips. Draw your belly button in towards your spine, so we've got that core engagement. I'm going to give you a modification for this, but what it's going to look like Arms up and overhead. Inhaling, we're gonna come on up, reaching the arms, peel your upper back away from the ground, and it's as if you're pressing your hands down towards the mat. And then we're gonna bring it right back down, all the way. Big breath in, and we'll exhale, lift this time, press. And inhale to lower. Okay, so you can always feel free to bring the feet down to the mat. Keep drawing that belly button in. And on your exhale, same thing with the upper body, just a slight modification for the legs if you prefer. We're going to keep doing this nice and slow. Exhaling as we peel the upper back away from the mat, press hands down to the ground, and then we come back. Choosing where you're going to position your legs, whichever feels best. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. So know that on the third one, not this one, but the next one, we're gonna hold. So that might determine where you're about to place your feet, lifted or lowered. You're gonna come on up and you're gonna hold, but don't send the hands all the way to the ground this time. We're gonna hold them about halfway and pulse for 10, little press, little press. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, bring it down. Awesome. Let the arms relax, soften the elbows. Legs can come beside each other, and then just drop the knees over to one side. Take your recline twist. You can gaze over the opposite shoulder if you want. Through center, other side. Take a break, take a breath. And then bring it on up. Hands are going to come right behind the head this time. We're going to support our head, making sure our core is lifting and not our neck. So head is heavy as we come through this exercise. You're going to lengthen your right leg. You're going to keep your left knee bent. From here, what it's gonna look like. That bent leg, you're gonna send it down for a heel tap. Draw it back up, bent. Then you're gonna send the straight leg down and draw it back up. And that's it. Bent leg drops, comes back up, straight leg drops, and comes back up. Now we can keep the head grounded here, but it's always an option if you want a little bit more to come up into that upper abdominal curl. If we're gonna do that, we're gonna draw the belly button in towards the spine. Make sure the low back's pressing down towards the ground. Bring the legs back up, hold them in place. Peel your upper back away from the ground. Again, head is heavy into the hands, so your core is doing all your lifting. And then work the legs from here. Holding the curl. Keep it going. Couple more. We're going to bring that straight leg back up. Lower your head down. Now legs are going to stay in this position as you roll over onto your side. So rolling over, plant your forearm down. See, legs still mimicking that same position they were when we were reclined. And we're going to do some leg lifts. So we keep the bent knee and then we lift. Bent leg up, foot comes down, straight leg lifts, and foot comes down. Bent leg, straight leg. Couple more. One more, each leg. And then go ahead and stack your knees. Draw them on up. So I'm going to give you a few options here as we come into a side crunch. We can keep this bottom hip grounded down. You'll lengthen top arm, lengthen top leg, and then bring it in elbow to knee. Next option, we're gonna bring the hand down. We're gonna stack the legs, press that bottom hip up and away from the ground. Now lengthen top arm, top leg, and bring it in. So choose which variation you're gonna go for today. And then meet me in the exercise. Inhale and exhale. Two more. Last one. And then just release yourself down to the ground. Roll it onto your back. Take winding pose if you would like to. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And we're gonna come on to the opposite side. So to begin, legs lengthen. Only this time, you're gonna bend that opposite knee. Hands behind the head. So choosing again, if you want to keep the head lowered maybe for a couple of rounds before we lift it on up, or maybe you're ready to just get on in there, come up into that upper abdominal curl. Personally, I like to make sure I know where I'm going with my legs, see how that feels. And then just take a moment, make sure the abdominals are engaged, and lift on up. Head's pressing into the hands. My neck is not working here. All the lift is coming from the core. So remember, just choosing where you're at, always allowing yourself a little break if you need it. I'm gonna do maybe 4 more here. Okay, so bring it on up, lower it down. Remember, legs are staying in this position as you roll it on over to the other side, and set the forearm up. Spin it around so I can show you that. Same thing once again. We lift, bent leg, straight leg, bent leg, straight leg. Remember to breathe. I'm saying that as much for myself as for you guys. 1 more each side. And then we stack the legs. Take a moment. So again, choosing if we're keeping this bottom hip grounded or we're gonna lift it away, come on up into the hand. We're coming into those side crunches. Inhale for the extension. Exhale, elbow to knee. Two more. Last one. Bring it on down and roll it onto your seat. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. Ground your sit bones down. Squeeze the legs together. Draw the belly button in. Let's sit up nice and tall. Reach. And then come into seated twist. So opposite hand to opposite hip. Gaze over your back shoulder. Now take a moment to think about your feet. Press your heels and flex the feet. Draw the toes to the ceiling. Breathe into that twist. One more. And then we're going to inhale to extend through center. We're going to exhale to come into the twist on the opposite side. Now think about your feet again. Only this time point your toes down towards the ground. And the legs are still squeezing together. They're very active, doing lots of work. One more breath. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands by your side. Soften and shake out your legs just a little. We're gonna come into a little bit more for the abdominals. So we can keep legs lengthened. Gonna look like this. We're gonna inhale, reach forward. Try not to fold, but reach out in front of you. And then exhale, keep reaching out in front of you, but start to send it back. Belly button drawn into spine. Get to that point where you think, nope, I'm not gonna get back up. And then come on back up. Inhale. And exhale to the point of almost no return. We can use those abdominals to draw ourselves back up. Now, modification for this, you can always walk your feet up onto the mat. Gives you a little bit more of a foundation to come back up with. Also, we can reach for the back of the thighs, draw ourselves back up if we want a little bit more support today. We're still working with this exercise, strengthening the abdominals. This is a really nice way just to kind of give us a little bit of a release. Then come back up. Now reach and take it back into your twist. Legs squeezing together. I don't mind if you're pointing toes or flexing feet here. Just keep the legs nice and active. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Come back into center. Soften your legs a little, bring your hands down by your sides, sweep them out behind you, fingers face forward, lean back into your palms, roll your shoulders, press, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Nice chest opener here. And slowly come up nice and tall. From here, we'll take it all the way over onto tabletop. So hands and knees. Set up your table. Hands slightly ahead of your shoulders, knees are going to be about hip distance apart. And from here, draw your belly button in towards your spine. So we have a little core engagement. Extend your right leg out behind you. Big toe to the mat. Press back through that right heel. And then slowly rock it forward just to release this nice hamstring stretch. We're going to press back, feel the stretch down the back of the leg. And then we're going to rock it forward. Let's just do one more of those. Press it back. And rock it forward. Now try and even out the weight of those 3 points on the ground, both hands and the knee, because we're going to go ahead and lift that extended leg. Point the toes, and then send the legs side, back, tap it down. Lift it up to the side, back, tap it down. You can do this with a bent knee if you prefer. Knee lifts, side, back, knee taps. Knee lifts, side, back, tap. So wherever you are, a couple more. One more. Bring it back. Draw that knee on underneath. From here, take cow pose and cow pose. Cow pose, inhale, belly drops, gaze and chest lift. Cat, we're gonna breathe out, tuck our tailbone, gaze between our knees, round your spine. And neutral table. Take a breath. Again, core engagement, belly button to spine. Extend the opposite leg. Let's come into that hamstring stretch to begin. So we press back and rock it forward. Press it back, rock it forward. One more. Come into center. Find that nice center point. Go ahead, extend the leg. Remember, we can do this with a bent knee if we like. We're gonna send the leg wide. Center, drop it down, tap. Bring it up,
side, center, and tap. Two more. So I lost count even though I said 2, so I'm doing 1 more. There we go. We'll say that's it. Bring the knee back underneath you. Hold that tabletop position. Take a deep breath in, find cow. Deep breath out, find cat. Come to neutral table and send your seat to your heels. You can come to sitting on your heels. Of course, if this doesn't feel good, bring your sit bones down to the ground, feet out in front. I'm just gonna take a few wrist rotations. And then the other way. It's always important to check back in, see how the wrists are feeling when they've been bearing a lot of weight. And when we know we're gonna go into a few planks. So a little bit more for the wrists. Okay, take a breath. Bring it down. Walk your hands out in front of you and take your plank pose. Plank of choice. That might look like this. Weight over the top half of the body, belly drawn in, but knees are gonna support, because we're gonna come into 6 push-ups today. And of course, if 6 is not within your practice, do less. Or if you would like to, feel free to do more. Wherever you are, hold your plank position. Draw your core in and up. And at your own time, however many push-ups you feel like today, I'm gonna go for 6. When you're done, you'll come belly down to the mat. Okay, for this last one, hold and come down. Release. Take a breath, you earned it. Big breath. Stack your hands one on top of the other. And then rest your forehead on top. Your upper body is going to take a well-earned break. Your lower body is going to do a little bit of work. So to begin, just go ahead and draw one of your heels in towards your seat. So you're going to draw it as close towards your seat as you can. Flex the foot. From there, we're just going to send it to center and draw it back in. Send it to center and draw it back in. So you'll feel that squeeze on the back of the leg, drawing the heel towards the glute as much as you can and releasing. 2 more. Last one. Now send the foot to center. Keep the knee bent. Flex the foot. And we're gonna pulse that leg for 6 towards the ceiling. Hand again, or head again comes down onto your hands. Draw the belly button away from the mat. Press your pubic bone down. Lift the leg. It's not a big lift, it's a tiny lift. You're gonna hold it. Pulse for 6. 6, that's it. And lengthen. Take a breath. And out. Other side. Draw heel in towards seat as close as you can. And then release it back to center. Draw it in and release. A couple more. If at any point you feel a cramp in the back of the leg, which this exercise is pretty renowned for, then just lengthen the leg. We'll do one more squeeze and release. Bring it to center. We flex the foot. We're gonna draw the belly button away from the mat. Pubic bone presses down, head's resting. Lift, pulse for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tiny pulse. Bring it down, lengthen your leg. Give them a little shake, both of the legs. And we'll do that again, each side. First side. Bend. Draw in, release. Draw in, release. In, release. One more. Release, hold, lift, pulse for 6. And lengthen. Take a breath. Other side. Draw it in and release. In, release. 2 more. Hold, lift, and pulse for 6. And lengthen. Okay, let the legs soften. You can bring about hip distance apart if you like. Lift your head just a little. Bring your hands outside of your mat onto fingertips. Your elbows point away from you. Rolling Cobra, forehead down. Again, we're lifting the belly button away from the mat. We're pressing the pubic bone down. And as you inhale, begin from the head and roll on up. Rolling Cobra. And then roll on down. So now the head's the last thing to come down. Breathe in, roll up. Roll down. 2 more. Last one. And down. Hands under your shoulders. Press yourself, find table. Widen your knees, bring your big toes together and sink your seat to your heels. Bring your forehead to the ground or stacked on top of your hands. You can rock a little bit here from side to side, just trying to release through the lower back, really heavying through your tailbone. And just sinking in. And now come back to the breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Keep continuing to breathe deeply and gently. And as you shift your focus towards your breath, see if you can notice where your breath is sitting in your body. So is it deep down in the belly? Is it shallow and high in your chest? Know that there's no right or wrong way to breathe right now. It's just about noticing what's going on with you. Letting all the external fall away. And just focusing in. And give yourself a few moments longer just to rest here. When you're ready, go ahead, lift up just a little from the mat and walk it around to one side. Bring this into a nice side stretch. Drop your head back down towards the ground. Lean into your opposite hip. And then bring it around to the other side. And then we're going to come on back to center. Going to begin to lift up and away from the mat. Walk your hands towards you and come to a seated pose. However that might look for you. Take a deep breath. Lengthen. And bring it down. Thank you so much for joining for your Core Express class. Namaste.